and spotted her. I explained the whole situation, and I kept looking around frantically. Both of my team leads saw me and came to me quickly. We'll call them. Alan and Andrew. Alan asked me what was going on, and I then explained to them what had just happened. They asked me where he was now, and I told him at the fitting room. I explained to them that I don't want to go back there until he leaves. They told me to go find Carla and stay with her. I went on Miley, and I called for Carla, and I asked for her location. She told me that she was at the fitting room, and I told her to come to the kids' clothing section. I kind of just paced back and forth until she arrived. I asked her what happened, and she said that she heard me calling for security, and she went to the fitting room very quickly to look for me. Apparently, the guy was still there, and he was talking to her, asking her random questions. That's when I called her and she came here. We had waited around for what seemed like forever. It was getting to be about 9:45 p.m. At this point, and I was getting impatient. I then hear over the walkie, "Hey, Emily, can you come back to the fitting room?" And I just stood there, scared as I looked at Carla. "I'm sure I'm on my way," I said. I walked back to the fitting room, and I saw my team leads. Alan was standing at the entrance of the men's fitting room while Andrew was standing at the desk. I asked them what happened, and they then whispered me that he was in there. I looked at the stall, and there he is standing there doing God knows what. My team leads asked me what he was wearing before he got in there, and I told them 5 minutes pass, and I then hear the fitting room door then open. I then ran into the woman's fitting room so he wouldn't see me. "Hey, sir, are you doing okay?" Alan asks. The man just kind of stared at Alan and Andrew, then saying, "Yeah, I'm fine." "What's going on?" Alan went on to explain how he was making my coworkers very uncomfortable with the comments and gestures he was making. I heard the man chuckle, and he then said, "Oh, so the little bitch snitched. Well, I'm going to have to go fucking find her." That's when he then ran off and left the store. I stood in disbelief on what the hell just happened. My anxiety was overflowing like a can of soda. Now, I didn't know what to do, but I was frozen. My team leads comforted me, and they asked me if I was all right. After the clock hit 10 o'clock, we closed down for the night. My team leads made sure that a big group walked with me to my car. I was afraid, and I kept looking around the area just to make sure the man wasn't there. He wasn't, or so I thought. Once my coworkers left, I noticed in the distance at a bus stop the same silhouette of a man standing and watching me. I drove off as fast as I could going home. I kept checking behind me every couple of seconds just to make sure that I wasn't followed. Ever since this night, I always carry pepper spray now, and I always pay attention to my surroundings. It's been 2 weeks since this happened, and thankfully the man hasn't come back since. If you're the man listening to this, I want you to know you're the creepiest and craziest person that I've ever met while working, and I really hope I don't see you again. I'm a 24-year-old female with a 2-year-old son and a 10-month-old son. I work in the medical field, so on my days off, my boys stay home with me instead of going to daycare. It was a Tuesday morning and we needed to go to the grocery store. I load up the kids and we drive to our nearest Walmart. I never had anything out of the ordinary happen to me when going to the store with my kids, but I tend to be extra paranoid. Anyways, we get to Walmart and I walk in while pushing my boys in the cart and I didn't see a man. To be honest, he looked like he could be homeless. He was wearing dirty, torn up clothes, and he seemed to just be wandering around near the entrance doors. As I was getting the boys situated, I watched him ram a shopping cart into one of the fridges by the checkout area that holds the different drinks for what seemed to be no reason. It made a loud sound that caught me off guard, but I kept my head down and continued to push the car past him and continue on my way. As I'm making my way through the store checking off items on my list, I started to see the man more and more throughout the store. The odd thing was that he was still just walking around with nothing in his hands. Again,